Lord Jamar will live long because he gives strong blows to the heads of his foes. Dread no longer flows, but
Yeah, it still gives me power.
still gives you
as
power
it grows.
as
You know,
it grows.
The beard's growing.
The beard's
so,
growing.
Yeah. We'll use that one. You
We'll
just
use
gotta
that
have
one.
antennas.
Beard grows. Give me power as
you
it
know
grows.
What I mean?
Yeah.
You gotta have antennas to the universe. The dreads were antennas, and now the beard is an antenna.
The Eminem freestyle.
Eminem freestyle. I knew you was gonna go there. Okay. Let's talk about the Eminem freestyle. Because people think that I hate on Eminem. And I did tweet some stuff out there, but let me talk about the positive things about it first. Okay? Before I say any other stuff. Thank you for somebody saying something. Okay? And using a platform to try to use your voice in a positive way. Thank you, Eminem, for that. You could have rhymed about anything, I guess, but you chose a socially, conscious topic, political topic, very timely, and it was appreciated by many people.
He did it before George Bush got elected.
Did he?
Yeah. He did this thing. He said, fuck Bush. There was a music video right before the election where he said, fuck Bush. Bush still got elected, though.
Right.
So he's touched on this before. This is not his first step into presidential politics.
He also stood with Kaepernick and,
Eminem stood with Kaepernick?
Yeah, he did some put the fist in the air type of shit.
Well, he had a line. He said, this is for Colin, ball up a fist, and keep it balled up like Donald the bitch.
Right, so doesn't that, isn't he trying to say he stands with Kaepernick? Yeah, I love all that. Mm-hmm. I love it. Let's just pause on that. And Lord Jamar loves some shit that Eminem did. Even though I really enjoyed his first album when he first came out. I was telling people, yo, this white boy, did you hear this white boy? He's dope.
Yep.
Okay. What I didn't like about it, and I don't even know if I should be so, not even really mad at him. It's not even being mad. It's just that I feel like I see things that other people don't see. Apparently. My problem with the freestyle was the imagery.
With the black kids in the background?
Exactly. I didn't like the image of a white man standing in the front of capable black men behind him, because I saw people like Conway back there. I'm assuming West Side Gun was back there with him too.
Yeah.
But I don't remember seeing him. But I
think
saw
Boogie was back there, one of his new artists.
Yeah, okay. I heard, was that the guy with the afro? Because somebody was an artist back there that I didn't know was an artist, but somebody said that was an artist.
Yeah.
And then I saw Royce back there.
Royce was back there? Okay, yeah. I couldn't really tell who was back there.
I could have sworn I saw Royce too.
Okay.
So, my thing as the psychological image of it is, we have a white man with capable black men behind him, but he's gonna kind of now step into the forefront and speak for us when we're capable of speaking for ourselves. Like real men speak for themselves.
Right, it could have been a shady Cypher, which they've done before.
Right, now, from what I understand, in defense, those guys did do a Cypher, but it was the online version. They didn't do the real TV joint. And maybe nobody truly thought about that. Like maybe Eminem said, nah, I want my crew in here with me. And his crew was all black people though. But the psychological picture that paints and what's gonna stay with you longer than anything he said is the image that we saw. And the image I saw was another example of, I got this, black man. Let the white man come in and save the day. I have a little more fame and power than you. I'm a little more articulate than you. That whole Tarzan, you know, Abraham Lincoln, you know, the white man's gonna save the black man imagery, I didn't like. Not to say that he did it on purpose or anybody necessarily did it on purpose, but that's the imagery we received, okay? Also, I feel like when Eminem says some shit, people just act like it's so crazy. Like, that freestyle was aight.
Let me just say this, because everyone out there in the comments always think that I go out of my way to bash Nas, and that
Yeah, they do.
they do, and I somehow put Eminem on a pedestal. That to me, in terms of Eminem freestyles, to me was near the bottom.
Thank you.
Was not a standout freestyle.
Thank
I
you.
think he was trying to do a spoken word kind of thing.
Thank you. No, he was doing a spoken word / battle rap type of style. That's what the fuck he was doing. He was trying to do a certain rhyme scheme that you couldn't have done if you had a beat. And see, that's another thing. That's, oh, Eminem couldn't have ripped it. Sure, he could have ripped it with a beat. But if you could have, fucking do it. See, everybody had a freestyle and everybody had to rhyme to the whatever beat they had rocking.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So now here's another thing. Now, oh, it's Eminem, so we're going to let you bend the rules, and you're going to be the only one going by yourself. If you don't want a beat, you don't have to have one. You can do whatever. You see what I'm saying? Like, all this extra, you know. Listen, if you with us, then you with us. You know what I mean? Don't have me standing behind you. Have me standing with you. Okay? I would have liked it to see a bunch of white boys standing behind him. That would have been more impressive to me. That would have said to me, okay, here's a white man trying to speak on black issues, and he got a gang of white boys that feel the same way that's with him.
You could have had Yellow Wolf back there.
He could have had Yellow Wolf. He could have had a whole bunch of motherfuckers
Paul Rosenberg.
that claim that they rock with black people like that. Have those type of black. Even if you had a couple of white boys sprinkled in there, or have a fucking rainbow of people behind you. But to be the only white boy with all black dudes behind you and black dudes that can rhyme, I don't know who I got more a problem is the brothers that stood behind him like that? Or is it BET who maybe set up the shot like that? I don't know. All I know is I have a problem with the imagery. Not that I hate Eminem and all this type of shit, but sometimes I think people don't see certain shit like this. This is why you need to hire me as a consultant on all type of things so that you won't be fucking up. You know, when you're trying to do a good thing, sometimes you could still fuck up and put your foot in your mouth or step in some shit.
And let me just say this, and this is not just because of my personal relationship with him, but I feel that out of all the BET ciphers, Mysonne had the best one.
Come on. That's what I said immediately. Everybody's like, yo, did you hear Eminem? I said, has nobody heard what the fuck Mysonne said? Like, to me, Mysonne said some shit that we can really use in our everyday lives, especially as black people. And this is a black man talking to black people on a black channel. See, that's another thing. Like, I feel like Eminem is a white man. Talk to white people on a white channel. If you really want them to hear you, oh, we're in a day of social media. This is what everybody's telling me. We're in a day of social media. It was on CNN. All I'm saying is, all right, cool. You telling me that Eminem doesn't have enough fame to, if he wanted to go on the Country Music Awards and do that freestyle?
100%.
100% he does. Listen, if you go to the Country Music Awards right now and ask them, do you like hip hop? Who's your favorite rapper? 95% of them are going to say Eminem. 95%. If I say 80, then the rest, like Yellow Wolf and Nelly.
And Jay-Z.
Maybe. Maybe. And it's probably 99 Problems is the one that pulled them in.
Right.
But 80, at least 80% are going to say Eminem. So don't act like, and just because you're a rapper, that you can't go there, because you can. And all I'm saying is, that's where the white people are. That's who you need to be talking to. See, I don't need white people to talk to me about my struggle, because I already know it. I already know about that. And thank you. I'm glad that you want to give the message. I appreciate that, bro. But what I think would be more strategic would for you to go to your people directly on a channel that's known to be a white channel and say what you said. First of all, they probably wouldn't let him if they knew what the fuck he was going to say. Okay? So he'd have to spring some surprise shit on him or something. I don't know. But that's just my point. Like, I like the message. I just didn't like the delivery, how the message was delivered. You know what I mean?
This kind of brings me to my next point. Because Raz Kaz,
Dope rapper.
Very well respected West Coast MC. He went on Instagram and he said BET was sold to Viacom, white owned, in 2001, and hasn't spoken to black issues since. It's like if the Irish channel was owned by Samoans. They have neglected black, socially conscious rappers and proliferated coon music ever since. And in these times, instead of share that platform with countless MCs who have to fight this fight our entire lives.
Yeah. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, there's plenty of us that could have been called upon to eloquently go up there and say any kind of freestyle. Like I said, Mysonne shit was the best shit of the night to me. Okay? But nobody's ranting and raving about it. Why? Because Mysonne didn't go fucking, diamond, platinum, and all this crazy shit. Mysonne is a an underground rapper from New York who's just nice, but it hasn't had the kind of, commercial success that an Eminem has had. But did a hell of a better job, to me, as far as, first of all, fitting in the structure of what everybody else had to do. You see what I'm saying? Like, stop acting like I'm going to be put on this pedestal, too. That's another psychological thing that happened. By you not rhyming on the beat, by you being the only one rhyming in your cypher when everybody else had to rhyme on the beat, everybody else had to share their cypher with other people, people's going to say, oh, well, he earned that position and all of that. Maybe so.
I mean, to be fair, it's not like if Jay-Z did a freestyle, they're not going to put him with a bunch of other people either. They'd put Jay-Z by himself.
If Jay-Z had the rock going on like he used to have, and it was Beanie and all, I bet you they all would have been in the cypher. I bet you they all would have been in the cypher.
I mean, today.
I mean, he don't got a crew like that today.
Well, I mean, Rock Nation is his company. There's a lot of people signed to Rock Nation, but it's not really a crew as it was before. I'll give you that.
Listen, here's my thing. Sometimes you got to humble yourself. Like, if you really want to rock with the people, you know what I mean? Then rock with the people. Like, let's just say you're going to a march, right? And you a fucking celebrity. All right, you a celebrity. Are you going to get out and march, or are you going to ride in your limo as everybody else fucking marches? You know what I mean? Get the fuck out and do what everybody else is doing, how they doing it. Hold your fucking sign up right next to these motherfuckers. They might say, oh, yeah, we want to give you a special little thing to ride on. Nah, fuck that. I want to walk with the people. That's the type of motherfucker I am. You know what I mean? But, you know.
YG went on Twitter and said that he said fuck Donald Trump a year ago and
Yes,
went on
he
a
did.
fuck Donald Trump tour.
Yes,
and
he did.
Song.
Yes, he did. No one acted like it was the illest shit in the world when he did it. Yes, he did. People was like, oh, but nobody else said. I said, YG been said fuck Trump. What are you talking about? Mm-hmm. Where's the black people saying it? My thing is when black people say shit, somebody said some shit on this very same show and y'all didn't hear that. No one's talking or making memes. I mean, some of the conscious community are like, they took excerpts of Mysonne's freestyle and proliferated it. But as far as the average person that was acting so crazy off a mediocre freestyle from Eminem, because yes, I expected a lot more from Eminem. Like, if nothing, I'm feeling like he's gonna put some words together real crazy. You know what I mean? Like, he might say it in a way that annoys me, and he might, even some of the content usually might have some stupidity in it, but he's saying it in a way that usually is so technically proficient that you can't front on that part of it. Like, this was like, okay. It was like, it was okay. Like, to me, it was a lot of heavy breathing. It was a lot of pacing. It was a lot of sign language, you know, and a lot of, you know.
Let me say that again.
Yeah, and then just a lot of, and see, his usual scheme is like, I might start rhyming like this, and then by the time I get to the end, I'm yelling at you. Like, that's what he does. Like, so it gives that, you know, up and down, ebb and flow to his flow, but really,
yeah, I mean,
what is it?
No one's out there saying that Eminem's not a skilled artist, skilled rapper.
No.
Everyone gives that to him.
Absolutely.
But like I said, I will stand behind that, and I've talked to a lot of other very well-known, very well-established rappers about this, and all of us have pretty much agreed that this was not a great Eminem freestyle.
Thank you. Thank you. And it's not hating to say that. It just wasn't that great. But did we expect him to say what he said? Not necessarily. Did we think he was going to devote his whole time to trying to rip Trump a new asshole? Not necessarily. And I'm feeling that. I'm just saying, I didn't like the imagery. Brothers that was behind him, y'all need to step up. What y'all got to say about this? Because we can't let the white man come and try to articulate our struggle when we're certainly capable of doing it ourselves.
Harvey Weinstein.
Harvey Weinstein. The one-man motherfucking crime scene.
Harvey Weinstein, the one-man crime scene.
This motherfucker. Let's talk about him.
First of all, did you hear the audio with him and that Asian actress? Mm-hmm. I kind of cringed when I heard it, man. It made me feel very uncomfortable as a man.
How so?
I mean, because clearly this woman is not interested in him.
Right.
And he's trying to get her into this room, so I guess so she could watch him shower or masturbate or whatever.
Right. What do you expect?
Not that.
Why not? Look at him. Look at him, Vlad. See, this is why it's so believable, too. This is why we're more apt to believe that Harvey Weinstein did this shit as opposed to Bill Cosby. Just from the way they look. Just from appearances. He looks like a fucking dirty, perverted motherfucker. Like, I don't know him, never met him, but through all the years of hearing of Harvey Weinstein, I could look at him and tell this guy's getting some pussy that he would have never got if he wasn't Harvey Weinstein.
You could say that about any famous person.
No, not necessarily, because there's plenty of good-looking famous people that get pussy before they was famous. They just get more.
Right. Brad Pitt would not have gotten Angelina Jolie if he was Brad Pitt, the convenience store worker.
No, but he could have got an Angelina Jolie-esque looking girl.
Yes,
you
but
see
not,
what I'm saying?
Yeah. Maybe.
This guy,
maybe.
Hollywood was built off the casting couch. A casting couch has existed since silent movies. Maybe even since just radio. There might have been a casting couch for writing books. I don't know.
There's probably a casting couch for Shakespeare back in the day, for
This
theater.
This is what I'm telling you.
The theater couch.
And keep in mind, Shakespeare plays were all men. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. He's just a symptom of what's been going on since the beginning of Hollywood. Now here's what I'm not liking about how they're spinning this. They're trying to use this as a way to demonize all heterosexual men.
How so?
They're trying to act like this is something that only happens with men to women. That the men are persecuting women, specifically and women only, and that the men are the only ones doing this. Let me just tell you, my friend, not only are men persecuting women, and first of all, anybody being sexually persecuted or oppressed in any kind of way is wrong. But not only are the men doing it to the women, men are doing it to other men. And I bet you that's more rampant than some of this male to female thing going on. Women are doing it to men. Women will do it to women. It's more about power and the abuse of it than it is about your gender. But now you got somebody like, and part of the reason why I say this is because your girl Punky Brewster, is that Mayim Bialik or whatever her name is? Okay. She's supposed to be like some, you know, she got a PhD and she got kids and she's supposed to be this real cutting edge parent. And she gave this whole list of what she tells her boys, you know, respect people, blah, 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 blah. That's all cool. At the end of her little spiel that she gives, she's like, looks in the camera and is like, let's change this behavior one boy at a time. And that's when I said, oh, I see what the fuck y'all trying to do. Y'all trying to make this into, you know, again, the alpha male is not a good male in this society. An aggressive male personality is being demonized right now. Now, I'm not saying, listen, there's different levels of aggression. And of course, the Harvey Weinstein aggression is like, you know, that's aggression on steroids. But alpha males are more aggressive, more go-getter type of people. And, you know, if a woman walks up in a certain man's office and, you know, nipples are popping out, an alpha might say, hey, you got a nice rack there, something. But in these days, that's like sexual harassment, just saying that.
I mean, it's funny because I interviewed the porn star TT Boy.
In my lobby, sometimes there's 20 to 30 girls every day waiting to get in to see me so they could get some work.
Right.
And you know, I'm a performer. And I'm a motherfucker. I'll fuck. You know what I mean? So, of course, there was a casting couch.
It's an actual sex business.
Right.
So
is Hollywood. See, that's what you don't realize.
In a different way.
So is Hollywood.
I guess as a business owner, when I looked at the situation, and I have had lots of females work for me, I have lots of females work for me currently, I have never thought, oh, let me go ahead and use this position of power because I know this girl wants a job or I know this girl wants to advance in my company. Let me go ahead and do this within my own company, just so I can get my rocks off. Because I always felt like the repercussions of it are so great. The damage to the company is so great. There are so many other women in this world. Like, it makes absolutely no sense to do this.
Unless you come from a culture that does that. Unless you've been around other people who have sites just like yours, and you go over to their fucking shit and you see, you walk in, this nigga's fucking bitches in the office and all this type of shit, and then you go to your other man down at this other website, and he's doing the same shit, and they're hiring, and now it's a culture. You see what I'm saying?
Well, okay, so let's go ahead and be
just
fair.
Like the presidents. Hang on. Just like the presidents. Like a nigga like Bill, all them presidents was sticking cigars in bitches' pussies. And then Bill is like, what the fuck the problem is? Like, you know what I mean? Until a certain, you know what I mean? You get caught.
Until something happens.
Right.
Well,
but the reason they've been doing it is because it's always been happening. And they've been seeing other people do it for the longest time. So they don't even feel like it's wrong. They don't even feel like it's wrong, Vlad. Because this nigga been doing it with impunity for 60 years. This is what a nigga like Harvey's thinking. So now Harvey's been doing it with impunity for at least, 30-something years? Maybe more. Jerking off in front of broads and shit like that. Like, that's crazy.
Listen, with the amount of money that Harvey has, he could hire a girl that looks just as good as these actresses.
Right, but what's the
jerk off
challenge
in
in
front of
that?
them.
What's the challenge in that?
Well, what's the repercussions of that? They're essentially minimal.
Right.
Or non-existent.
And that's what I'm saying. And so in a society, especially that, values adrenaline and rush and people like to take risks and shit like that, like that probably turns them on more. The risk of it, the fact of who it is, you know what I mean? The people that he's doing it to, yeah, I could call up any fucking, whore from the Bunny Ranch and have her come on over and, you know what I mean? I'll jerk off on her, bukkake her ass. But how about if I get an
A-list actress.
Yeah, an A-list actress to do it. Oh man, that ups the ante. That really gets my Billy Goat's gruff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and look what happened. I mean, essentially, he's been kicked out of the academy.
His own brother's even shitting.
His
on
own
him.
brother shitting
His
on
brother
him.
probably wasn't getting no pussy the whole time. He just was being a regular family man. And
Yeah.
now he sees. He said, "I hope he get the justice he deserved."
Right. Well, his brother said that him and Harvey haven't had like more than 3 or 4 personal conversations in the last 5 years.
See, it's funny because you never seen the brother neither.
Well, he didn't want to be in the forefront.
And see,
He was happy just making the money. You see a lot of brothers like this though. Like I remember like Walt Disney and his brother were the same way. Walt Disney was the face of the
I
company.
didn't know his brother had anything to do with it.
His brother ran all the finances.
I never knew
Yeah,
that.
I just finished reading
never knew
his autobiography.
And then kind of like Baby and Slim.
Baby and
Baby's
Slim.
the face.
Baby's the face.
Slim
Slim
is
is
in the
handling the
background.
business.
Mhm.
Handles a lot. I mean, because a lot of times you just can't have two people trying to be the stars. One person is just fine being rich.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
And
it
one
just
person has that personality.
has that personality.
But then sometimes that personality, you see what I'm saying, is what I'm talking about.
The undoing.
Sometimes it's an alpha personality. It's very aggressive. And depending on what kind of fuel it's being fed, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Depends on what kind of combustion's going to come out of that motherfucker.
Well, Terry Crews came out and said that he was, I guess, like a male.
With his wife.
With his wife.
At a party. And a motherfucker walk up to him and grab his meat package. And this is what I'm telling you. Like, that shit is probably rampant. But right now, they're trying to focus on the males in the industry doing this to females. Let's talk about across the board.
Yeah.
Because I bet you there's a lot more males that this happens to that don't say a goddamn thing because they're super embarrassed to even say that a nigga grabbed my man meat like that.
You know, Terry Crews said something interesting of, he said, if I wanted to punch him, but then
Right.
it'd be this big
He's
black
the
guy,
240 pound, beating up this little white
the
motherfucker.
football player beating up this little white.
Yeah,
you
and
know,
then do I want to
gay
work?
dude.
Do I still want? And now you see how economics comes straight into it, and I'm gonna this all speaks to the whole thing also. But do I still want to work in this town? He said yes. Do I want to suffer these repercussions? No. So again, what seems to be the thing that allows people to do the most immoral, atrocious, fucking stupid, just bullshit in the world? It's always money.
Right.
It's always money, because if someone with no power and no money did all the same exact things, it's gonna be a totally different outcome. If a bum walks up to Terry Crews and grabs his man meat, Terry Crews is gonna fucking pull his head from off his shoulders, just like that.
I mean, that's what happened to, was it Cisco Kid?
Who?
The dude from the Furious Five.
Right. I heard, yeah. Oh, no, King Creole.
King Creole, my bad, yeah.
It was a fag did some what happened?
I heard like a homeless man try to do something to him. He killed him.
You see? But now, if that was Bill Gates or some fucker, what are you doing, Bill? Stop it! That's what the fuck you would have did. Your first instinct might have been to pull out your knife and stab it, but wait a minute. This is Bill Gates. He might could give me some money in the future. Let me put my fucking knife away. Like, and now this whole Harvey Weinstein shit. Like, one lady described how she was on a boat. This nigga walks in with a robe opened up, cock out, and like prevents her from leaving the little cabin and shit. Jerks off in front of her and then leaves. She goes and tells everybody immediately after, and they say, oh, that's just Harvey. Oh, that's just Harvey. But now imagine anybody else who doesn't have money, just the average person that corners people and jerks off on their fucking shoes. Are you really think they're gonna be like, oh, that's just Lester. That's just Johnny. They're gonna fucking call the police immediately. This motherfucker exposed himself to me,
Right.
soiled me with fluids, and he's going to jail.
Right. You know what I find the most interesting out of this whole conversation, though? Terry Crews went on this whole strong statement about how he was sexually assaulted by a man and all this happened and how he wanted to do this, but then he thought twice about it. And so he chose not to put fisticuffs on him. The most interesting part in all that is that he still didn't name the person.
Because he's scared.
See what I'm saying?
Because he's scared.
He's still scared.
He's still scared.
It's like, but why even say it if you're not going to say the name?
Because at least he's trying to let people know that this happens. And hopefully, in the climate that we're in right now, stories like that will deter some of these motherfuckers from trying to do that so blatantly in the future. So, because he said he knows who he is, but he's not going to mention his name because he wants to work in his town again. But he's saying it to say, listen, as a man, I didn't even come out with it. So I understand why women would not even come out
Okay.
with it. You know what I
I'll
mean?
give you that.
And I'm a 240-pound man that could beat the shit out of all of these motherfuckers. But still, I even held that shit in. So I could only imagine what a frail 90-pound, 110-pound woman, you know, with this big, heavy, you know, who knows how big Harvey is, or any of these motherfuckers. Size don't even matter. It's the power. It's the position of power and how these people could change your life and all this type of shit.
So let's take us into the next point, talk about the whole Nelly situation. So apparently, this woman claimed that Nelly took her up in the tour bus behind a Walmart and raw dicked her.
Raw dicked her.
Raw dicked her. Nelly was arrested for second-degree rape. She got one of these little wannabe celebrity lawyers, one of these wannabe Lisa Blooms, et cetera, et cetera. But then now she doesn't want to testify and she wants to drop charges.
Okay.
Police are still investigating, deciding whether they're going to press charges or not. The DA is still looking at the evidence and so forth. I don't know what happened. The only people who really know are Nelly and this girl, right? And if there was someone on the tour bus, what's up? But the one thing that bothers me in this whole climate, separate from this particular incident, is that we seem to be in an era where people can accuse women can now accuse men of sexual assault with no proof, past the statute of limitations. This happened 3 years ago. This happened 5 years ago.
Right.
This
30 years ago.
30 years ago. I've been holding it in, and then if they can get someone to co-sign them, even better. Someone else say the same thing, and so forth. You know, if it goes to court and it was proven and so forth, I'm 100% with them. I'm totally behind them. But it seems like when it's not proven and nothing happens, and this person's life gets ruined because of it, and it's ultimately proven like it wasn't true, there's essentially zero repercussions for the accuser.
Right.
Which really bothers me.
Well, see, this is what I said. This is part of the demonization of the heterosexual male. Like, we had the emasculation of the black man and ultimately the man. Now, this is the demonization, demonization of all men. You know what I mean? Like, they're trying to make the heterosexual man seem like a savage. You know what I mean? Who's prone to these type of outbursts of sexual violence. You know what I mean? Like, and that's some bullshit. Like, it's not just isolated to men. It's not just isolated to heterosexual men, okay? So I let that just be said. Here's my thing with the Nelly thing. All of that's cool. People get accused of shit all the time. What was creepy for me were the videos that they were showing of him calling girls on stage, talking about, you go to school, you like your teacher, you should like your teacher. And then he's like,
Playing with their hair.
Playing with their hair, yo. That was a little weird to me.
It was creepy.
Like, it was creepy. Like, maybe he didn't realize, I don't know. But then to see it twice and like, you don't touch no little girl hair like that. That's not your own. Like,
no, absolutely not.
At all. Like, you know, and if that was my daughter on stage, I would have had a problem with that.
Yeah, any particular
Matter of fact,
father,
my daughter's 18. I don't want Nelly touching her fucking hair like that. Okay? But I'm just saying, if my daughter was 10, 12 years old, I'm not going to do that to a little girl, touch her hair like that, and here, hold my glasses. You know? That looked a little, I don't know. I wasn't feeling that.
What was the little girl doing at a Nelly concert anyways?
Well, this is because he's like on them country tours and
Oh,
shit
is that what
like
it is?
that. I
Okay,
think
all
so. Yeah. So I think they be in the audience for that. They singing
Or maybe
the country
the
joints.
mom couldn't get a babysitter that night, so just taking the little girl. to
It's
the concert.
getting hot in here.
Yeah, that was creepy, man. That was creepy. And me and Nelly have always been cool. We've done a few interviews. You know, we see each other. It's, oh, what's up? But you know, at the end of the day, it just is what it is. You know, I blame the parents because as soon as that started happening, you should have seen the mom rush in and say, "Okay, thank you, Nelly. Okay,
Well,
bye."
were they able to? I mean, once the kid is on stage and all of
I
that.
think if you are bringing a child, your child, on stage at a concert, you are allowed to stand right there at the side of the stage. I don't think security is going to stop you from getting your own child.
Right, but then again, here we go. It comes right back to full circle to money and shit like that. Like there's certain things that you allow people with money to do that you would not allow anybody else to do. If some creepy fucking motherfucker at the supermarket comes up to your daughter and say, "Oh, you go to school? You like your teacher? You should here, hold my hand." And now he's fucking stroking her hair. You'd fucking go crazy on this motherfucker.
Michael Jackson.
Thank you.
Michael Jackson.
Thank you. Why? Why? Because he had money and he had fame.
Sleepovers.
Anybody else?
I'm not saying that he molested the kids. I'm not going to say that. That was never, ever proven, so I'm not going to soil
I
his name
got
on that.
There's multiple sources. I mean, your boy Corey Haim and all them, who have been molested by Hollywood motherfuckers, said that Michael Jackson did not molest them. Now, why would they say it about these motherfuckers and not him if he really did it?
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
And that's fine. Like I said, I'm not saying he did, but to have a bunch of children have a sleepover at your house.
You're not going to let that happen. You're not going to do that unless money or fame, or especially when they both come together at such a very high level, that's what changes people's morals. It changes their whole outlook on the person. And I'm saying money should not have that type of power. Yeah. Money should not have the type of power where it's okay to do anything. This motherfucker talking about he married to the game. Did you see that fucking video? Damn, I don't even want to blow.
Oh, the dude in the wedding dress where he put the gun in his mouth. Listen, man, Young Thug opened the door. The door's been opened. Hey, listen, you can get famous dressing up like a girl when you're a guy and do a bunch of quasi-gay shit. There you go. The end. Door's open. People gonna run through it. Not a door I want to go through, but hey.
But see, this is what I'm saying, like, niggas will not, like, and I'm not just gonna say, when I say niggas, that means just people. Like, you know what I mean? Not black, not white, just niggas is the new people. Niggas will not only let a lot of shit slide for money, but they'll do almost anything for the prospects of getting money. Like, there's a million ways you could have shot that video, saying that you were married to the game, married to the money, or whatever the fuck he's marrying. Put on a tux, you know, put some money on the altar, you know what I mean? Put your hand on it, kiss it. You could have did anything like that. It might have looked stupid, but you still could have retained your shit. But guess what? That probably wouldn't have got you a lot of views, right? That wouldn't have got you a lot of views. So I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to put on a wedding dress. If I put on a wedding dress, everybody's going to motherfucking watch this shit. People going to talk about it. That nigga Lord Jamar going to get on Vlad and say some shit about me. Oh, this will be perfect.
Shit, Vlad might interview me.
But then I'm going to have the motherfucking X16s to let these motherfuckers know that, yeah, I might have a dress on, but I got M16s, motherfuckers. And then he gonna go as far as to give head to the M16. That's what
That was the one I wasn't
That's what I
ready
said.
for.
I'm done. I'm done. I can't with these motherfuckers, Vlad.
Well-
I can't. And the only thing that saved them was that it was a girl holding the gun. That slightly saved them, but it didn't fully save them, because that would have been full on, like almost gay porn if it would have been a guy holding the gun.
Really? So you're saying that if a girl puts a strap-on on and you suck on the strap-on, that's okay?
Oh no.
Because that's really the equivalent.
Well,
If you really think about
I
it.
guess since you put it that way.
Because that's what when I saw that, that's what I thought. I'm like, this is some weird.
Yo. Yeah, okay. I didn't think of it like that, but yeah, that's bad.
Right.
But
I don't think that made it any more straight that the girl was holding the gun.
it's a degree.
Okay.
Just by a slight, not much.
Okay. I
But
guess
by
so.
a degree.
Well, like I said, you have a new breed of celebrity. We've been talking about this the whole time, for all these years, and it keeps getting more and more extreme.
It's getting worse.
Like we just interviewed Boonk recently.
Oh, and I just got up on that motherfucker. I keep hearing his name, Boonk, 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 Boonk. So I boonked this motherfucker. I looked to see what this motherfucker's all about. Somebody need to slap the shit out of this little motherfucker.
Boonk gang, whole lot of gang shit.
And it's not gang shit, it's punk shit. You taking shit and running out like, who the fuck? That's the type of shit we was doing when we was like 8, 9, yeah, out the candy store.
Did you see when he destroyed that vendor's table?
Nah, but I see where he goes in stores and throws himself all over the chips and brings shit down. And see, now I'm gonna tell you what we used to do though. That was you want to do a whole lot of gang shit. We used to go up at Macy's, right? It's when they had and I'm talking, they have a whole fucking rack of the leather jackets, but they try to like put the chain on the motherfucker. Nigga, we used to take the whole fucking rack and fucking run out of there.
This is who are known for this? The Lowlifes.
Right.
There was a gang in LA that just wore all polo.
No, that's Brooklyn, baby. Low life.
Oh, sorry, I'm in New York. Yeah, sorry. No, I'm in New York. My bad. Yeah, it was a New York gang. They used to all wear polo. Thurston Howell III was one of them.
It was a boosting crew.
And I'd heard that they actually put an entire department store out of business.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
Because they would go in 100 deep, and just take everything.
I remember my man, this motherfucker, he was so black and scary that this nigga, when he grabbed his fucking rack, he fucking walked out. And he was a big wheezing too. With a limp, looking at these motherfuckers like, I dare you to fucking say something.
So this is the Boonk clip I'm talking about. This is Boonk in New York.
Yo, Boonk, we out here in New York, man.
We out here in New York?
Bro.
Oh, we out here in New York?
We out here in this bitch, bro.
What?
Hey, bro, what you want to do, man?
We do anything, you know what I'm
What you want
saying?
to do, bro?
It's a whole lot of gay shit.
What you want to do, bro?
Oh, no,
Hey, what's that on you, bro? 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 What's that on you,
Yeah,
bro?
I don't wanna
What's
laugh.
that on you, bro? What's that on you?
But he a bitch. He do that and then run.
On you, bro? Oh, man.
He do that and then run. Whole lot of gang shit. Walk over there and knock that nigga's table down and be like, and what? That'd be a whole lot of gang shit to me. And see what the fuck happened to your little ass. That's a whole lot of punk shit is what the fuck that is. Okay? Whole lot of sucker shit. These motherfuckers is crazy. But he got mad views, don't he?
He got mad views. He gets like 1 million views per video. He's now
Right, I saw when he was in McDonald's, he's like, I got 1 million subscribers. And he fucking put shakes down and he's sliding in the
he
shit.
did like a hood slip and slide.
Yeah, then I saw where he took his own fucking chicken and all this type of shit. He said,
Right.
you don't wait on the line. And I mean,
Popeyes, yeah.
it's funny, but it's not funny. Like, trust me, a part of me is like, yeah, he's a fucking asshole. But then there's also a part of me that might smoke an L and fucking see one of those and just laugh. Like, I had to laugh right there for a second. As stupid as it is, like, you know what I mean? It's funny, but it's stupid. I mean, I could give up the laugh, though. You see what I'm saying? Like, there's other shit that could make me laugh. I don't need that in the world to make me laugh, is what I'm saying.
Right.
But sometimes it is a little funny.
Yeah, and you know, he is risking his own safety
Yeah.
and his own freedom.
Yeah.
He's always getting arrested.
Yeah, he's
He's you know, kind of a crash
he does
test
what's
dummy.
called physical comedy, basically.
Physical comedy, yeah. I mean, if you think about it, Tom Green did some similar shit back in the day.
Yeah.
Remember, he got punched in the face by that one security woman.
Right, but
You
I
know,
think Tom Green made a lot more money
Well, he was on MTV.
off of his antics than this guy.
Absolutely.
So.
Yeah, I mean,
And you see, again, what made Tom Green's antics different than his and why we approve of it more? This dude's broke. Tom Green got money. I even almost just fell for it. You see what I'm saying? Like, yo, this shit's crazy.
the juice is loose.
The juice is loose, and what's he doing? Looking for a white caboose. I heard he already got him a white bitch.
You seen the pictures?
No, but I heard about it. I told, there's probably an interview where I said, no, wasn't that the one? Where we was dying laughing about him and
Oh yeah.
and Magic Johnson.
Yeah, Magic Johnson or OJ.
And what I say in that interview, roll the tape. He likes to fuck with white broads. Like, he's not gonna stop just because he's 70-something. Viagra exists. Like, he's gonna be fucking.
Oh, he gonna be fucking.
Yeah.
And there's gonna be a lot of girls that's wanting to give him the pussy.
And that's what's so crazy. Like, blonde hair, blue-eyed girls that's gonna want to give OJ some pussy. Is she blonde?
We got some photos of OJ.
Oh shit.
OJ hitting the bars.
Oh shit. Look at ooh. Well, that's a few of them.
Oh yeah, he hot.
Look at him.
Oh, kind of look like some older.
Hell
You know,
yeah.
Nicole's.
They all like, I like a nigga that kill the pussy. I heard you kill the pussy.
Literally.
I do, I really do. Good for you, OJ. What the fuck he supposed to do? He just did how many years?
9.
9 years of straight beating off. Probably couldn't even get no Viagra and all that type of shit in there. You did?
Would you really need Viagra to beat off?
Well, you need Viagra to get hard.
Yeah, I guess.
So he's pretty older.
Okay. Yeah,
you know.
I guess so, yeah.
Thoughts might not sustain him anymore, you know?
You get some porn in there, maybe.
Yeah, but that's not going to guarantee you to get your dick hard. You see what I'm saying?
All right, no,
Older
I feel you.
niggas need Viagra. They have pussy right in front of them that need Viagra.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay? So what I'm saying is, good for you, OJ. Do what you do. Like the sisters don't want you back, so you got to stay over there now. You know what I mean? Like, sisters don't want you. You didn't fuck, you know.
You don't think OJ can get a black girlfriend right now?
I mean, he could, I guess, but the real sisters, she might be black, but a real sister, she don't want OJ. Fuck OJ. You know what I mean? They're like, let the white girls have him. You know? That's all I see. But I'm happy for him. I'm happy he's out.
He's out.
Getting some pussy.
Living in Vegas, or he's got a nice house.
Yeah.
Like one of his
living with some
homies,
people. Yeah,
like,
I seen it. I seen it.
let him use,
got
like,
some golf.
got some golf shit in the back.
What? Shit like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Florida said they didn't want him.
A word?
Yeah, it was a whole thing where, like, I think the district attorney or someone with a high ranking in Florida basically said that they don't want OJ to do his probation because he's on probation. I forgot which one it is. Parole. They don't want him to do his. They prefer not to have him do the parole there because it would need a lot of extra resources and everything else like that, and they just don't want him there.
Right.
So
it's okay for Zimmerman to be.
Yeah, yeah. Well, Zimmerman wasn't on parole. He got off.
Right, but.
Yeah, I know, it's fucked up. But so he just went to Vegas. I think OJ ain't trying to fight nobody at this point. He's not trying to take a stand. He's 70 years old.
Exactly.
Looks great for 70, by the way.
Yeah, yes he does.
Yeah.
That's that good black don't crack, baby. You know what I mean? So let him do him. Let him, you know what I mean? Fuck with them white broads. They older too. Like, come on. Who really wants them? But OJ. Really, he wants something younger, but he'll take that.
He'll take
You know what
that?
I mean? Oh yeah, if he was still the regular OJ, he'd have him a nice 26-year-old right now on his arm.
Well, the word was that one of his friends was at the Bunny Ranch trying to get a Nicole Brown lookalike. but they were saying that before he could do that, he got to make sure that he doesn't violate his parole. You know what I'm saying? Like him going to a brothel, which I don't think it does, but you know, when you're OJ, you ain't trying to fuck around right now.
Do you know they watch us at the Bunny Ranch?
What do you mean?
It's hilarious, but there's a worker at the Bunny Ranch that
watches me and you.
Watches us, follows me on Twitter, and be like, yo, I love watching y'all shit. Like, this is some shit should be watching, I guess, in between doing her thing.
Between dicks.
Yeah, but shout out, you know what I mean? She's trying to keep it positive, like in a world of negativity. Like, so I feel that.
Okay. Mm-hmm. You know, and recently they're saying how OJ had done like a secret autograph signing session.
Oh yeah, and now the shit just came up. It was some USC helmets and some
something like that,
and some Buffalo retro helmets, and
yeah.
They just went up and they're selling for like what, like 500 something a pop.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know if you saw the documentary on OJ, but that's actually how he was able to pay for his defense.
With the footballs and
he
all
just
that.
sat there and just signed autographs
and then blew them up later.
All day long, and just that's how he paid for everything. But they're saying that this could potentially violate his parole, and also like the Goldman family is owed like something like $100 million or something.
Yeah, well, that's why you just do it in a way where you don't get paid directly. You know what I mean? Like,
it's going through someone. I mean, because OJ can't get a job anymore.
Right.
You know, no one's gonna hire OJ. You know.
But like, I'll sign these helmets. You give the money to him, and then he lets me stay at this crib with the golf course. You see what I'm saying? For free. Although he's getting paid through something else. You see what I'm saying? But it's not like he's putting money in my hands. So Goldman's fuck you. You ain't getting shit.
I remember when I wrote up the story when he got released. It was like in the middle of the night. You know, he kind of snuck him out, and you know, I was kind of going through some of the old news, and essentially when he got found not guilty, they're saying how like 86% of white people thought he was guilty and 56% of black people thought he was guilty. Most black people that I talk to think that he was guilty. I have yet to speak really to anybody who said he definitely didn't do it. It was all a setup.
Didn't matter.
Yeah.
Like I said, didn't matter. We were happy. We didn't care about his guilt or innocence. We liked that the system backfired on itself, and for one time, a black man was the beneficiary of this. That's it.
That's it.
That's it. Had nothing to do about justice, you know, in that microcosm. We were looking at it as justice on a more macrocosm scale where, you know, even though OJ didn't really feel like he was, you know, black, motherfucker, you was black during that trial, and we all was, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We all got off that day, in a way. That's how we felt, you know. But at the same time, we all got put on the hook too.
Meaning?
Meaning the anger and retribution that white people felt from that verdict has reverberated years into the future. And it has affected not just OJ, but all black men, and especially all black men that fuck with them white girls. And think you can slap them and kill them and all this other shit. You gonna see what the fuck.
That's an interesting point, because if you think about the stereotypical black man with a white woman, OJ seems to spring to my mind first.
Come on, clean cut, square jaw, fucking, you know what I mean?
Let's name some famous black men married to white women.
And a lot of times they kind of ashamed of it.
Clarence Thomas?
Clarence Thomas. I know Tay Diggs was for a long time, although they're divorced now.
Kim Kardashian?
Oh. Wait, oh, right. Well, Kanye West, you gotta say. Right. But you named her first. Like, She was married to her.
Eva Longoria, married to Tony Parker. Well, not anymore, but
Well, but she's Spanish. That don't count. She's not
guess
white.
so, right. Heidi Klum in Seal.
Ah. Okay. First of all, why are you naming the girls first? We're saying
Well,
black men
well,
married
because-
to white women. Name the man first.
Okay, this just happens to come up. This is
Okay, well.
It's a list based on the women.
You
I'll
fix the
fix it.
list, because we started with the man.
I mean, Dennis Rodman's married to Carmen Electra for like a week.
Okay.
Chloe's engaged to was it Tristan
Basketball
Thomas?
dude. Okay.
Yeah,
yeah.
sorry. Tristan Thomas is engaged.
Right, yes, thank you.
Ice-T and Coco.
Now that's a couple I actually know.
Laura Dern was married to Ben Harper. Oh, I didn't know that.
I don't know that. Well, who's Ben Harper?
He's like a pretty famous, like kind of blues folk artist.
I know Laura Dern, though.
Yeah, I didn't know about this. But none of them, all of them pale to OJ. Oh, you know what I'm saying? And it's interesting how the stigma to this day of a black man with a white woman is still negative.
Yeah, I guess so, yeah.
You think about it like that.
Yeah. And especially if he thinks he's gonna do something to her. You know what I mean? Especially if he think he's gonna put her hands on her or his knife on her or his gun on her. That's when you really gonna have a fucking problem. Because America is like, never forget.
Well, we'll see what happens with OJ. Hopefully he can live out his days.
And don't get in no more trouble.
Don't get in no more trouble. He's learned his lesson. He's not gonna push it. Not gonna hang around.
But then learn what lesson? What was the lesson that he learned? What lesson were they trying to teach him? Don't retrieve your own shit?
Well,
Or don't kill white girls?
technically that was not his own shit. That was actually Ron Goldman's shit.
What?
The Goldman's family shit.
Oh, get the fuck out of here.
That was,
Technically, it's their shit.
It's their
really,
shit.
it's my shit. It's only their shit because the court says it's their shit. Motherfucker, that's my shit. You give a fuck what the court say.
He lost a civil suit.
Listen.
He lost a civil suit.
All right, so he was trying to get the Goldman shit.
Right. But not to give it to the Goldmans.
Listen. The lesson is stay in your place, nigga boy. You shouldn't have been fucking with these white girls anyway. But since you wanted to fucking cross into our world and think you can move like us, guess what? You're not that. You're not white. You're OJ. Okay?
Hugh Hefner has died. I believe at 91 years old.
A lot of years of macking and pimping
That's right.
did that man do. Listen, when I was young, Hugh Hefner was somebody you wanted to be.
Of course.
This motherfucker had all the broads, all the money. He had planes, fucking mansion, all the shit that, you're told, is the American dream, basically.
Right. And Hugh Hefner was the only pornographer, because let's just call it what it is, right? It's pornography.
Mm-hmm. It's pimping.
That wasn't looked at as like a sleaze bag.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't looked at as
He
like
made
a
pimping and porn respectable.
respectable.
Mm-hmm.
Larry Flynt, you looked at him a very different type of way. And they're in the same type of business.
As a kid who came up on fucking porn magazines, because we happened to find a suitcase outside filled with them, Hustler was more hardcore.
Yeah, the chicks would show their open up their
yeah,
vaginas.
come on. That's what I wanted to see. I want to see the pink inside. Like, at first, Playboy was like the beginner's porn almost. Like, because, all right, you see some titties and you see some bush and you're like, oh, you see the bush, you thinking that's the pussy. But then, when you really, whoa! I say, oh, no, that's what it looks like. Oh, so the hair is like a covering. Oh, I see. And back then in the 70s, it was very hairy, so shit was hidden kind of, you know what I mean?
Right.
I thought the hair was the pussy. Then, So your man Larry Flint, yeah, and then we found other books that was iller than that.
Well, then the movies came and everything else like that.
Well, that was a little later.
A little later.
Yeah, a little later. But
I mean, like I saw my first porno in junior high.
now, see,
Yeah, a friend of mine, had one. It was like one tape that circulated around the kids.
I was
You know
looking
what
at
I'm saying?
nasty books since like 7, 8 years old, some shit like that.
No, yeah, we had that one Hustler magazine that was circulating around the neighborhood.
No, what I'm telling you is, we found a suitcase full of these motherfuckers.
Crazy.
I'm talking hardcore porn. Like, it scarred me. It scarred me. It scarred me because now, I'm not even gonna talk about it. Anyway, it scarred me. As far as black people are concerned, like, he did bring some people to the forefront on his show, on that late night show that he had, Playboy After Dark or some shit he had. Yeah, well, I didn't watch it either, but if you look back on history, he brought certain, like, black acts onto that show that weren't necessarily, like, getting any love in the mainstream, you understand what I'm saying?
Okay.
And, like, he did that with quite a few black, singers or actors and, shit like that. So I got love for him for shit like that. You know what I mean? Yeah. Ultimately, I mean, he was cool, but then ultimately when I found my real black heroes and shit,
Yeah.
the
No, I feel
Mac and Superfly and all these, then fuck Hugh Hefner. Hugh Hefner ain't got shit.
But I think the one thing that Hugh Hefner sort of instilled on society is that here's what happens to a man when he has access to all the sex and all the beautiful women that he wants. Look how calm he is. Look how collected he is. You never heard Hugh Hefner being angry. You never heard him beefing with anybody.
This is true.
You never heard him raise his voice. He was chilling, happy, secure in his position. Clearly this man had his ups and downs.
Right.
Just like every other human being in this world, he had a divorce, he had, children, he had a runaway bride kind of situation later on, but he was always so cool and happy and collected.
Right.
And this is why I feel like
in a time where America was very sexually
repressed. Yeah, exactly. And this,
but here's the thing.
Okay.
I don't know if it's the repression. He unlocked some shit that you can't necessarily close. Because, I mean, it might have started with the harmless titties and showing a little bush, but look where we're at now with some of the crazy shit that's out there. I mean, it started with that, but now the internet, I mean, you could find somebody fucking a frog or some shit like that. You understand what I'm saying? Like, shit is crazy out there, like, crazy. And he unlocked that Pandora's box.
He opened the Pandora's box. And you know what was the interesting part is because I kind of researched him after the fact. In every great business, you could say is a great crime. Behind every great fortune is a great crime.
Okay.
Do you know who the first playmate was of the first Playboy magazine?
No.
Marilyn Monroe.
Oh, yes, I did know that. Well, she was the first cover.
She was the first cover.
Mm-hmm.
But did you know that she never posed for Playboy?
Bumbleclee, were there still the pictures then?
But before Marilyn Monroe started getting cast in movies,
She took some pictures. They got a hold of these pictures, published them without her approval.
well, without her approval because she sold the rights to
Right,
those
to
photos to
right.
the photographer.
And then
she was paid $50 to do these photos. Then she became a bigger actress.
And so I'll give you
I
10,000.
think like 2,000 or 10,000, something like that. A few $1,000s was paid to the photographer
But now I have the rights, all of that. Blah,
to
blah,
do
blah.
whatever I want with them. She had never even met Hugh Hefner while she was alive. I think they talked on the phone once.
Wow.
Years later. and he's actually buried next to her.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
Because he felt it was
creepy.
he bought it's like a mausoleum or something like that. Literally, the plot right next to her is where.
I thought
he's
Joe
buried.
DiMaggio, like.
Maybe on the other side, but I'm saying
Okay.
Hugh Hefner bought the location right next to her.
Wow.
So in the Hollywood Cemetery where you should go, you could see Marilyn Monroe and
Joe
Hugh Hefner.
DiMaggio and Hugh Hefner. Having a fucking running a train on her in the afterlife.
Okay, I don't know about that. That's a little too much for me. But yeah, because the way that Larry Flint got his start was through the Jacqueline Onassis, the Jacqueline Kennedy nude photos, which were taken, by a paparazzi.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and as he put that in Hustler. Hustler was already around, but it was kind of struggling. It was about to go out of business. And he bought these photos of Jacqueline Kennedy naked, sunbathing, whatever, and then boom, Hustler became a.
See, and that's back in the days of sucker shit. Like part of porn and all that is knowing that the girl knows that the camera's there. That's part of the freakiness of it. For you to be surreptitiously taking pictures of someone naked and then trying to, that's sucker shit. Like, you know what I mean? You want the girl looking right in the camera. Like, yeah, that's the shit. That's the new porn, okay? So that shit started as some sucker shit, and then later on, it's like, look at the camera. You know what I mean? We're gonna take these pictures like real fucking men instead of like little fucking peeping toms. and shit.
Yeah. No, I feel you. Miami Dolphins offensive line coach got caught.
Sniffing coke that they want to say it's a white powder, but if a nigga was doing it, it would be coke.
It's still coke.
Of course it's coke, but why, how when it's a white dude, it's a white powder, a white powdery substance?
Well, I mean, he resigned the same day,
Why can't we say it's coke? Why
Because-
can't we say it's meth? Why can't we say whatever the fuck it is? Why can't we specify?
because we technically don't know. And when it comes to defamation lawsuits and stuff like that,
Nigga, they don't know half the time when black people is doing it. They just assume. And still, they're not that thorough with it.
I think it was fairly established all across the board that he's sniffing coke.
Okay, I just want to hear them say it.
Okay. And then he had the...
Because I'm telling you he's sniffing coke. Like, that's the story. That's what it is.
I agree, he's sniffing coke.
Yeah, okay.
And then he had the black side chick that put him on blast.
I heard a little bit about that.
She's, I guess, a
Call
stripper
girl or something like that.
No, I think he was just fucking
Okay,
with her.
Stripper. And what happened?
Well, she's the one that put the video out.
Oh.
And she said it was, she actually had this interesting reason behind it. She said, the white people mad at me like I forced blow down this man's nose and I recorded on the low. No, those are his habits and he recorded himself and sent it to me professing his love. So quick to make excuses for him, but will roast a minority player over an anthem. Dog fights, weed, domestic issues, etc. But y'all keep saying all lives matter. Shut the fuck up.
Okay, sister. Holla. That's what I'm saying. This man kneel on one knee, but you got motherfuckers that's sniffing coke in the NFL, beating their wife, doing all kind of shit. But that's okay.
Well, it's not okay. He got fired.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, only because the video came out. You know what I mean? Like, only because the video came out. Like, that probably was a known thing, just like Harvey Weinstein and all this other shit. Like, that's just Stevie. He just sniffs a little coke from now and then.
He was not the head coach. He was replaceable. I think if an NFL football team found out about someone in their is it the front office or back office? I don't know what you would call it. The coaching squad is an active cocaine user. I think something would be done about it fairly quickly.
Maybe, maybe not.
The NFL does not want to be associated with cocaine. Point blank, period.
Huh?
They have too many sponsors to.
Yeah, they don't want to be associated, but that doesn't mean they're not associated.
Especially
You
in
understand?
Miami, Snow City.
Come on, man.
Scarface's town. I personally don't think this had anything to do with Black Lives Matter. I think that, you know.
What are you talking about?
Well, her putting him on blast because Black Lives Matter.
Oh, well, that's why she said she put him on blast?
Well, I mean, that's what she's saying. She said, she said, because, you know, white players bash minorities and, you know, this is happening. So I wanted to put it out there to equalize things out there.
Well, did she say Black Lives Matter?
Well, she said, all lives matter, shut the fuck up. Basically saying Black Lives Matter, all lives matter is bullshit.
I don't know if that was her reasoning for putting it out, but she sees now that she put it out and how people are acting, like, what's the big fucking deal? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, man.
I think that she was a side chick. He probably got tired of fucking her, or maybe he just got tired of dealing with her, or maybe decided to go back to his wife or whatever else, and she felt, you know, stop paying her, whatever else. And she felt some type of way. Oh, motherfucker, oh, you want to stop fucking with me? Okay, I got something for you, motherfucker. Boom. Here you go.
You should have never sent me them videos of you sniffing that coke.
Yep.
Because guess what I'm about to do?
And this dude is fucked. Like, honestly, when you're fired from that caliber of position, like, you are essentially second in command of the highest job in your profession. You know what I mean? You're not the head coach, but you're kind of second to the head coach. You're an offensive coach. So you have a shot at getting a head coach position, if not at that team or some other NFL team. Once there's a video of you sniffing coke.
You'd be lucky if you coaching Pop Warner after this.
Right.
Like, for real.
No college will hire you. No high school will hire you. No junior high will hire
Pop
you.
Warner, you'll be lucky if Pop Warner says, all right, we'll let you coach these motherfuckers. These little fifth graders.
Yeah,
and shit,
it's minimum
you know what I mean?
wage.
Seriously. We just want a winning team. That's the only reason. But you better not fucking sniff no coke around these kids either.
Well, speaking of a football, Kaepernick just filed
Yeah.
collusion.
Good. Good.
between the NFL owners.
Let's go. You think they didn't talk to each other and said, don't fuck with this dude? Like, come on, B. And that is collusion. See, there's a lot of things that have been going on for a very long time in a lot of different industries. And now it's coming to the forefront. And people have been doing business as usual for a very long time. Like, you think they haven't colluded against other players before?
Well, I had heard that
This is just the first motherfucker that probably, filed a grievance and shit. But
there's been
just like Harvey ain't the first,
yeah,
this ain't the first time a player has been colluded against.
yeah, and for example, Jerry Jones announced, said that if his players kneel, that they won't get to play, and I had heard that this has to do with Trump threatening to do different, to change the tax laws around NFL teams if they don't essentially do what he says. Some real bully shit.
Well, first of all, let me just proclaim, I love football.
Okay.
But I have not fucked with it at all this year.
So you're boycotting?
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
I'm not watching it. I'm not, supporting it right now. I don't plan on buying any paraphernalia right now. Nothing like that. Do I want my team to win, the Giants? Yeah, but I'm not gonna watch it.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like, I'm not watching it right now. Like, and I love football. But, and I think now that some of us are boycotting this football shit, let's take these Sundays and find something constructive to do. And I'm not telling you go to church or no shit like that, but if that's constructive to you, then you can go to church. You know what I mean? But shit, do something. Go outside, exercise, fucking, chill with the fam,
Right.
Go to the park, go fishing, read a book.
Build a business.
Something.
Yeah.
Do something positive instead of sitting there with these fucking, Greek and Roman games, which is all this really is. Like, you know what I mean? When the people get crazy, give them games. Give them games.
Distraction.
Take them away, yes, as a distraction. And we got so many distractions in this society right now, which got to tell you also about our leaders and what's going on. Like, why give us so much distraction? What do we need to be distracted from? This is what we need to ask ourselves. So, listen, if you fuck with me, you know what I mean? You want to rock like me? Lord Jamar has not been watching the NFL. Period. And I love football.
Little Richard claims that he's not gay no more. He's delivered.
Really? He like women's?
I think so.
Okay.
He called it unnatural attraction.
What?
Gay. Gay attraction. He called it unnatural.
Correct.
I mean, how old is Little Richard?
Gotta be in his
80s?
fucking 80s.
He's 84 years old.
Wow.
An unbelievable talent. But he went on I guess a Christian talk show,
Okay.
and he claims he's not gay anymore, even though before he openly said that he liked having sex with men, women, whatever. He's omnisexual or something like that.
And he realized he was bugging. Good. It's never too late. It's never too late to come to your fucking senses.
It's never too late to be straight.
I like that.
You like that?
Never too late to be straight. Might put that on a shirt. Yeah, well, shit. Your man Obama's out here he tried to outlaw, and I think he did, like conversion therapy. As if there's something wrong with that. Like trying to, correct something that needs correction. Why would you outlaw it? Why would you outlaw somebody from trying to do it? That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
I don't know the methods. I can't really speak.
I don't know the methods either.
I don't know the methods. I don't know.
I'm just saying is
shock therapy or something that's considered abuse or whatever else.
I think just the fact of you trying to talk somebody out of their homosexuality, it doesn't matter the methods, they feel that in itself is bad. And that's some bullshit. That's some bullshit.
It comes back to the argument of whether you're born gay or whether it's, based on external events. You could hear it both ways. You and I have talked about this multiple times.
It's multiple reasons.
Multiple reasons. We were just talking about the show on Netflix, Mindhunter.
Right.
And it's about the FBI looking at
psychological profiling.
Yeah, psychologically profiling like sexual serial killers. Rapists, like murdering rapists and stuff like that. And the theme throughout this show was that it's usually based on something that happened between their mothers, and something happened where they're humiliated by their mothers and they had to somehow do something later in life to get back at their mother. Sometimes they would kill their own mother and
right,
defile their bbodies or whatever else.
Or sometimes things happen to the mother that can affect you. You see the mother getting beat or abused in some kind of way, and you might feel a certain, you love your mother, so you might want to console her, and then part of you wants to be like, there's a lot of shit that goes into it. You know what I mean? It's like, it's never just one thing, first of all. It's always a family of things. You know what I mean?
Right.
So you have what the mother's thinking while she's pregnant, combined with what she's eating and drinking. Then when the baby's born, most people, don't want to give, what nature has provided for the baby, which is breast milk. They want to go ahead and give the baby what's called the formula. Now, what's in this quote unquote fucking formula? You don't know. I don't fucking know. But I bet you there's some shit in there that, I don't care if it affects 1 out of 100 babies. You understand what I'm saying? There's some shit in there that can damage a little youth development, whether mentally, physically, you know, or how they feel about themselves. You're not gonna, first of all, a baby's not feeling sexual. So all of that, I was born feeling a sexual way. You're not even thinking about sex as a child, so shut the fuck up with that. You know what I mean? Were you influenced to like girl shit ever since you was young? Maybe. You know what I mean? Maybe you had your mama and your 2 older sisters and that's all you grew up around and you just emulating the people that you look up to. You know what I mean? I don't know. Like I said, it's a combination of things. But what I will tell you is, you know, just like obesity is abnormal within the world, and it's kind of prevalent here in America, so too is homosexuality. Homosexuality is an abnormality amongst people, in nature, period. It exists, but it is an abnormality, and it is minuscule compared to the model of male and female.
Okay. So if one of your children, you know, your daughter's 18, your son is older as well, you now have 2 adults. You're not children anymore, you have adults.
Right.
They came to you and said, Dad, I didn't want to tell you this for a long time because of your VladTV interviews, but...
Trust me. It wouldn't have been because of that, but go ahead.
You know, they say, one of them says, I realize that I am gay or I am bisexual. This is still your child. How do you react to that?
Well, first of all, they're still my child. I always love my child, regardless what good or bad they do. But I'm not just gonna rock with it either. I'm not just gonna make it easy for you to make the wrong decision. Because obviously this is a decision you've come to later on in your life by you weighing out whatever fucking shit you weighed out, and you came to the wrong decision. So hopefully I can talk to you and, you know, help you see the light. But I would never disown my child just because I don't agree with them. You know what I mean?
So
like,
if they wanted to bring their significant other of the same sex over for
listen,
dinner.
we're not doing all of that. We're
No.
not doing all of that. No, we're not doing all of that.
You don't want to know about it.
It's not that I want to know about it. Is, again, I'm not making it so comfortable. We're not going to act like this is normal.
Okay.
We're not going to pretend that this shit is fucking normal and you're bringing this motherfucker to Thanksgiving. Absolutely not. This is abnormal. So you go do some abnormal shit. Go have fucking Thanksgiving at McDonald's, right? That's not normal. So go do abnormal shit. Go eat worms at the beach for Thanksgiving. But don't fucking think you're gonna bring this motherfucker into my crib and act like this is all normal. And then I'm supposed to sit there, you know, while this motherfucker twirls in your hair and kisses you on the cheek and all this kind of bull. Get the fuck out of here. You're out of your fucking mind. See, that's what makes this truly insane. It's fine if you believe something. You believe you're this? That's cool. But when you try to pull me into the insanity, a sane person, you believe you're something, and you want me to believe it too and to modify my behavior in order to make you more comfortable? Come on, Vlad. That's some fucking bullshit. That's some, to even suggest that I do that is crazy. And I'm saying to suggest for someone to modify their behavior in order to appease a crazy person is crazy in its own self.
Like the Emperor's New Clothes.
What are you talking about? What's that?
The Emperor's New Clothes is it's one of those like old tales about these 2 con men that go into a kingdom and
Sounds familiar.
they make clothes for the emperor that are so fine and intricate that you can't actually see the fabric. You know, they show him the fabric, and he goes along with
Right,
it.
but there's nothing
But
there.
there's nothing there, and then he goes to model this to his people,
Thank
and
you.
everyone laughs at him because he's naked.
Right. But if he had enough money and enough power, he could make these people believe that he is wearing the most finest garments on earth, and they're just so fine that you can't see them.
So if your son was a multi-billionaire, went and bought you whatever you want, big mansion, you know,
I'm still not letting it fly.
so he can't even go to the house that he paid for with his boyfriend.
No, I didn't say he can't. He can go to his fucking crib and do whatever the fuck he want to do.
But not your crib.
You're not coming to my crib. Oh yeah, and even if you bought me the crib,
Even if he bought it, even if he bought the crib, he still can't come over to the crib. with you.
nigga, this motherfucker is not welcome in my house. Who'd you buy it for? Is this my house? Is this my house? I don't give a fuck who bought it. Whose house is it? Is it mine? Well, then it has my rules. My rules apply in my house. Okay? Not trying to be an asshole here, son, but if anything, you're trying to be the asshole. But nah. First of all, this is a whole hypothetical that wouldn't even exist because my son get mad broads. But let's not even go there with that. He's good. Trust me. And my daughter, she likes boys, you know, but she's not boy crazy, thankfully, but I'm already knowing. So I'm pretty sure I'm safe in that front. But the bottom line is you can love someone and still disagree with them. Just because I don't agree with your lifestyle or anything like that does not mean I hate you. It just means I don't agree with that. Maybe my disagreement is because I really love you. I really love you so much that I love you enough to disagree with you. Now, this brings me to another point that is really not kind of with this unconditional love. And the reason why black people don't wild out on white people the way some people think we should. You know why? Because you are babies. The white man, and all races really, come from out of us. And the white man is that final stage. You are our babies. And the fact that you might be an ungrateful, spoiled, murderous, raping, enslaving, oppressing baby still doesn't stop us from having somewhere in our heart where we got love for you. Where no matter how bad your child is, I still can't bring myself necessarily to just, you know what I mean? As bad as your kid is, could you ever just turn around and kill your child?
Right, because if your son ended up being a terrorist, you would still technically love your son.
Exactly.
You'd be ashamed of his actions.
I might even say he should go to jail or some shit like that. But would I say give him the death penalty and then I'm the one that pulls the trigger or some shit like that? Or absolutely, who can do that?
So there's
Who
nothing
can do that to their baby?
So there's nothing your children could do
to make me kill them?
Because remember, Marvin Gaye was killed by his own father.
Right.
He said, I brought you into this world. I could take you out.
You know, I guess there's certain circumstances where, you know, and believe me, y'all children, the white man has put us in these circumstances to where if anybody was going to kill their children, we should have the right to Marvin Gaye, y'all. But
Marvin Gaye, y'all.
We haven't. And I don't really see it coming in the very near future.
I mean, Nat Turner did it.
Huh?
Nat Turner did it.
Yeah, to a limited degree.
Limited degree.
To a limited degree. Few, you know, plantations. It's like in our mind, we feel like we still might could clean y'all up. We still might could get y'all to grow up
Yeah.
and see and respect your elders. See, because that's ill. We got a problem hurting our children, but our children have no problem hurting the elders. And that's a cultural thing.
That's deep, man.
And that has to be changed culturally.
That's deep. Lord Jamar, always a pleasure.
Vlad,
Until
Yes,
next
sir.
time.
Peace.